Now request Dr. Ponraj to come and address.
So good evening, friends. I am delighted to participate and meet and discuss with you and share my thoughts of my association with Dr. Kalam for the last 20 years. In this function, the lecture and invited talk on the immortal legend Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Principles to Guide and Inspire Modern Leaders. My greetings to Mr. C. Sivakumar, CEO, the member MMA Managing Committee, and Dr. M. Rajaram, IAS Secretary to the Government, Tamil Development and Information Development. He's a close friend and guide and a well-wisher, and one of the first person to receive more than 3 forward from Dr. Kalam. For his books. And also I greet Mr. D.P. Badmanabhan, past President Madras Management Association and Executive Director Madras Management Association Group Captain R. Vijay Kumar, and all the members of the Madras Management Association, friends, special guests, distinguished invitees and friends, my greetings to all of you. In 1980, I was studying 10th standard. At the time in my village, at the tea shop, the Dinatandi paper used to come. One fine day, morning day, I saw in the Dinatandi headlines that India designed and developed and launched SLV-3 rocket and placed Rohini satellite on the orbit. And Abdul Kalam is the man behind this. It's a message I read. That is the day I felt one day I should also become a scientist and I should see one day Dr. Kalam. That is a dream which I had when I was doing 10th standard. The dream, Dr. Kalam used to say, dream, dream, dream. Dream transforms into thoughts. Thoughts results into action. The same dream became an action when I joined as a junior scientist, a scientist C in Aeronautical Development Agency at DRDO. In 1995, he was a DRDO chief at that time. DRDO chief. I am one of the junior most scientists. One day suddenly, one person came and put his hand on my back. I suddenly looked at this side. Dr. Kalam was behind me. I was surprised. Whom I felt he is going to be my guru. Whom I felt he is my role model at the age of 15. I saw him behind. He is a DRDO chief. I was literally shaken. Then I somehow managed to shook my hands with him. I felt elated. Then he asked me, where are you coming from? What are you doing? At the low level scientist, we will be working in a small module. And he is a chief. He asked me, what for you are working here? Do you know what is the vision of this organization? I was terribly I know it is for design and development of light combat aircraft. But he said, you know, what is the percentage of indigenization? And what is the importance of the work, what you have been assigned to you? This question has made me to think I should know more about the project which I am working for it. He expected whoever is working, each and every one of the person who is working in a particular mission or a project should understand the vision of the project. then only any project will succeed. That is the kind of the interaction that he had. Then I felt elated. That day I could not sleep. That is the kind of the inspiration that he drives. From then onwards, he used to come every Saturday for a review meeting. The Light Combat Aircraft review meeting. We used to give and present our projects, and he reviewed the status. One day I got an award from him for the project which I have taken care. Then since then, I started working in 1995. In 2000, I got a call from him. At that time, from DRDO chief to he has become a principal scientific advisor to Government of India. He was working on Vision 2020 with 5,000 members and 25 disciplines. He created a document for making India a developed nation before 2020. Then he also written a book, a Developed India 2020 book, along with O.S. Rajan. Then suddenly he called me, "You funny guy, you come to Delhi." He used to call me funny guy, "You come to Delhi." "Yes, sir." Then I got a permission and I went and met him in Delhi. See, I decided to quit the government. I want to meet 1 lakh students or youth. He told me, "You guys have to ensure that this 1 lakh youth I have to meet and I have to interact. I have to answer the questions of the youth." Then I asked him, "What for, sir, you are going to meet 1 lakh youth?" "Sir, you have given a vision for the nation 2020 and you say you are going to meet the youth. They are all innocent. And see, our country is managed by politicians and bureaucrats and judicial system and industry. The country is going in a slow growth." That time I am young. So I used to ask him, "You should address them. You should talk to them. You should reform them." The way in which everybody, you also ask the same questions. I also ask the same question to him. You should reform them. You should guide them. Then he said, "You funny guy, you don't know. The young mind, today what I am going to touch in 2000, another 20 years is left over. If I am going to touch the guy who is doing 12th standard, if I touch him by 2020, he would have become a great IAS officer. He would have become a great teacher. He would have become a great IPS officer. He would have become a political leader. He would have become an industrialist. He would have become a great farmer. Who knows about it? Only the students who are below 18 years are unbiased in their thinking. If I go and put a seed in these minds, certainly I am confident that whether my dream is getting realized by 2020 by the present experienced leaders, but I am confident beyond 2020, certainly I hope I will achieve that vision. Then I convinced. He said, "Certainly I am going to meet our parliamentarians because they are the persons who are going to frame the policies. They are the person who are going to enact laws. And certainly I am going to meet all the state governments and MLAs, MPs and industrialists. But my priority is my population, that is my students' population." He put a target for 1 lakh. But he has met 21 million youth when he died. 21 million youth when he died. That is the power. But he born in south, that is Rameswaram, the southern part of India. He went to west and built a SLV-3 rocket. He went to Hyderabad and designed 5 missiles to ensure the safety and security of the nation. He is in the safe hands. Today, in the radius of 5,000 kilometers, a single object, any missile, which even carry an atom bomb, if it targeted India, India have the capability to attack on the air and destroy the missile. It is the vision, it is the seed that Dr. Kalam has put in. And he went to a secret mission to Israel. The entire other Western nations are tracking him where he is going, but nobody knows. He changed 5 flights and then discussed, and he brought the radar technology. And that radar technology with indigenous design and development today can scan the 5,000 kilometer airspace and can track any object, any foreign object which comes inside. Today you can rest assured that you are secured and you are a happy place to live. That is India. He made it that radar technology, which is the fantastic technology, which is the indigenous collaborative technology. And he made it, it is completely today, Indian scientists can handle, can track any objects in the air within the 5,000 kilometer radius. We went inside, 11 kilometers inside near Hubli. There is a huge aerospace where the radar is positioned to track it. It is his. That day he simply said, this is what I went and got it. 1,500 crores at that time. Investment. With the investment brought the technology, but we have not stopped at it. Our Indian scientists worked with, and today we made 90% of the components indigenous. He told me, the vision he has put in, the way in which he held the power, the way in which he handled the projects and ensured with integrity, with value system, with everything today. He has been seen many scams which is coming after that. He jokingly one day he said, at that time I was having that much work there. I just simply go to Prime Minister, I say I need this much. He will sanction it, I will go and buy and I will go integrate. I will ensure that I will empower my team. I will give the technology support. I will all the support I gave. If this is the kind of the scam which is coming out, if I have not built a brand around me, I have worked at DRDO 20 years, I worked ISRO 20 years. So far, no one came to me and said, I will give a bribe. I have given a brand around me. Nobody came and told me a bribe. I am afraid if I would have done in this time, they would have put me 100 times in jail. So he jokingly used to tell me that. So that is the kind of the technology he has built in. Even though we do not have, but he ensured how to give more indigenization. So he born in South, he went to West and built a design and developed a SLV-3 rocket, and he has created an integrated guided missile system. And then in 53 degrees Celsius, he has created a simulated firing environment in Orissa and ensured that none of the Western nation knows about the nuclear weapon test which is conducted in Pokhran 2, and ensured India is a nuclear weapon state. And yes, that is the one single incident. In Indian history, there are 2 incidents which has made India proud. Whenever we visited number of countries, people used to say, we are looking at India as a snake charming nation, India as a poverty stricken nation, India as a rapist country. He has ensured, he told, 1991 economic liberalization and Pokhran 2 have made the Western world to look at India, that India is a power to reckon with. That is the kind of he has made the country great. He ensured, always used to tell, strength respects strength. So number of question students used to ask, why are you spending this much crore on defense? Instead of you should have built this many schools and this many hospitals. Then he used to tell, the amount of money allocated for rural development and education and healthcare, which is higher than compared to defense. What is given to the defense scientist, even though it is little delayed, that has been delivered. What is allotted to the other ministries, even though it is given, but implementation is delayed. So, then he became the 11th President of India. And he told, this is the ceremonial post. Yes, as a President of the nation, I will ensure, I will perform my duty as a 11th President of India. But that is not my priority. That is my duty. But my priority is to market Vision 2022 parliamentarians, market Vision 2022 state assemblies, and at the same time, he has given a plan of action. He called all of us and put a roadmap for 5 years. 2002, he said, let us put a roadmap for 5 years. And that 5-year roadmap, he has traveled the length and breadth of the country, propagating the thought that India can be a developed nation by 2020. He addressed the parliament. He addressed the MPs. He called all the MPs for breakfast meeting. All MPs came. They thought he is going to give a lot of good stuff in the morning. But he gave tea and bread. And he put a PowerPoint presentation in front of them. And then he addressed. One great leader was discussing without listening to him. I was sitting next to him. And he looked at thrice. Then he suddenly asked a question. You get up. And he asked a question, what I did, what I asked you, what I taught you. He was a great leader. And he could not answer because he has not listened. Then after that, he has not even turned his head like this. And he called all the governors. And he said, each and every state in your governor, it is not that you are simply reporting whatever the report your state government is giving, you are submitting a report to me. You have to ensure that the universities are conducting the examination on time. The selection of the vice chancellors are purely based on merit. You have to ensure the governance, the law and order is properly conducted. Interact with the government. Don't interfere with the government. Ensure that he has given the direction. In Bihar, he called a meeting. We were all there. All the vice chancellor came. He asked a question to the vice chancellor. How many of you are conducting the examination on time? Then they gave, sir, 2 years we have not conducted the examination. And 1 year we have not conducted. They are giving nobody has conducted examination on time. What is the problem? See the problem existing in the higher education level. He addressed them and ensured. He has given an ultimatum. He has given a methodology. He has given a suggestion how to, if you fail on higher education and research, then the nation is failed. The amount of money which you are allocating. 5th plan, 11th plan, 49,000 crore is allocated to the higher education department. You guys have spent only 17,000 crore. 13,000 crore has been returned back. All the money allotted to the rural development, they are consuming fully. All the money allotted for infrastructure, they are consuming fully because as if they are creating everything. But you guys, as a higher education department, you are not able to consume it. Where is the problem? Problem is with you or with the government or a red tapeism or what? Where is it? Locate. Identify. I don't know. Still the problem is solved or not. That is the kind of the knowledge input that he has given in each and every interaction. He devised a plan for all the 15 state assemblies. We will work with the state government. We understand. We collect the data from the chief secretary and all the other secretaries. and we collect the data from Planning Commission, and we collect the data from the central government, and we collect the data from the Statistics Department, none of the data matches. It will become a hard time for us to arrive at a point. Then we have to interpolate and extrapolate and then try to see, okay, maybe this is the what. So we have to find hard time. Suddenly he will announce 3 states, all the northeastern state we have to address. 3 states, you getting the data, analyze the data within 1 month. Then you have to understand the core competence of the state. Then you have to evolve a plan. Then he has to accept. Then his input has to be, his vision has to be embedded. Then plan has to be prepared. Then he has to go and address. He will not simply go and address only state assembly and come back after taking mixture and tea. He will address morning state assembly, then interaction with the MLAs and MPs. Then afternoon he will call for a Chamber of Commerce meeting on the same state. He will go and address them. Then evening he will go to university. In the Chamber of Commerce he will say, this is the mission I have given to the state. Now as a Chamber of Commerce, as an industry, what are you going to do for this mission? How are you going to replicate this mission? Then he'll go to the university and then he will address what are the, how are you going to do the research to the challenges the state which is facing, and your research you have to focus to meet the challenges. Then he will, next day he will address the farmers in the state and listen to them, what is the problems in your state. Then after that he will go and address the children. So 2 days of the particular state, he will connect the entire ecosystem of the governance. Like this 15 state assembly he has addressed and ensured that how a vision 2020 can be mapped with the mission for the prosperity of the state he has given. That is the vision he had. Not only that, one day he called me. See, we are going to Africa and I am going to address the Pan-African Parliament. I want to connect Africa. Give me a plan. He only said this. What you are going to connect Africa, sir? In a breakfast meeting. Normally 11 o'clock is the breakfast meeting, morning. 11 to 12:30 it will go. Evening 7 to 6:30 to 8, 7:30 will be the lunch meeting. After lunch, taking lunch with him, then I have to go home, and with my family I cannot take lunch, they will curse me. I have to little bit manage. Then 10:30 I have to come back. Myself, Dr. Kalam and Major General Swaminathan, 3 will sit. Sometimes Y.S. Rajan will join, sometimes Sivadana Pillai will join, sometimes Professor Balakrishnan will join, sometimes Wing Commander, Air Commander Oval Chami will join, sometime. Like this, sometime Narayanamurthy, Sri Narayanamurthy, he used to join. But we 3 will be the 5 years, entire 5 years, we 3 will be the regular attending members whenever we are in Rashtrapati Bhavan. 10:30 it will start. It will go on up to 1 o'clock and 1:30. Then we will have a dinner meeting in the table. After dinner meeting, when I go 3 o'clock, the entire family would have slept. Then I will get up in the morning by 8 o'clock. Then we have to come back, do all our official work. Then attend 11 o'clock breakfast meeting. This is the routine. So one day morning breakfast meeting, he said, okay, I am going to Africa. Pan-African Parliament I am going to address. All 53 nations are going to participate. Give me a plan of action for connecting Africa. I asked a question. You want to connect Africa means, you guy, 700 crores is simply lying idle for last 5 years, which is a Focus Africa fund. Our bureaucrats are going and coming. They are not able to give any plans. You tell me, I am giving you the job. You just give me I am giving you 3 days. 3 days before he is giving me. 3 days I don't know what you do. Work. You work and give me a plan. Then I worked, prepared a plan for $100 million. Then we went. He said, let us discuss in the flight. I presented him in the flight. Then he observed everything. He asked questions. He has given suggestions. Then I modified. Then we landed there. Number of meetings. The next day he is going to address Pan-African Parliament. He called me again in the night to 2 o'clock. for our dinner meeting, normal dinner meeting. All guys who comes with them, they will go and sleep, they will enjoy. But I have to sleep, I have to go out to sleep after making him to go enter into the bedroom. Then only I can come back. Then he asked me, what is your, you guy, what is the amount? Sir, 100 million, sir. How are you going to connect 53 African countries? I am going to connect with 5 universities from India, 5 universities from Africa, tours for and providing tele-education, entry to exit completely digital. So 10,000 students who is going to study from this network, education and healthcare. 12 super specialty hospital from India will be connected with 153 country hospitals, and we are going to provide telemedicine and continuing medical education. And then all the 53 countries, they are fighting among themselves. So we create a e-governance platform and video conferencing platform so that at the click of a button, any president can talk to any president, which is currently not there. This is the connectivity, this is the architecture, this is the total money involved. 5 years. I need 100 million. I have planned for 3 years. I need 100 million, I told him. Then he said, he called the secretary. He was sleeping at the time. You connect Manmohan Singh ji? Secretary was flabbering. What is this funny guy? He looked at me. You are the culprit. You made me to come in the night and you are asked me to connect to Prime Minister. He was very furious. Secretary was very furious. I was simply going behind him. Then he said, what for, sir? I have a project I want to tell him. Then he called Manmohan Singh, connected. Manmohan Singh ji, you told me 700 million you are not able to spend for Focus Africa Fund for last 3 years. I have come out with the Connect Africa plan, which is called a Pan-African E-Network, which will meet the Millennium Development Goals on education, healthcare and e-governance set by the United Nations. The India will support and extend as a helping hand, as a brother. Then the other side I could able to hear, yes sir, my full support. You have planned everything? How much you need? 100 million. Okay, sanctioned. On the phone, he got a sanction for 100 million. On the phone, he got a simple sanction for 100 million. Then immediately he said, you guy, now you have to work. Then by the time I have to come back, the PMO, immediately, Manmohan Singh ji has set up, he called a meeting. As soon as I landed, next day PMO, they called for a meeting. They asked me to come and brief. Normally file will go from one ministry to other ministry. Here, at the top level they decide and you have to implement it. See the management style. Management style is like that. That is the management style. That means India is not dearth of money, but dearth of ideas and leadership. If a leadership is having integrity, knowledge and the vision, then government of India never gone back without even supporting it. That's what the point he wanted to prove it. The same way he has created BrahMos. Just like that. He went to Russia. Russian scientists came here. Both decided, let us join together, create a world-class missile, supersonic missile. We use a design capability, use a technology capability, let us join together. They drafted a program called 300 million program. And he took the file, went to Narasimha Rao ji, got an approval. He said immediately, I am going to have 300 million I need. You, India invest 150 million. Russia will invest 150 million. And he simply, Narasimha Rao said, give me the file. He signed. And 150 million he got it. But Russian side, Prime Minister, he could not, he said no. Russian Prime Minister said no to the scientist. Then he had to go there and meet their Prime Minister and their President and convince that, see, I have $150 million sanction. Now you sanction it. Oh, is it? India sanctioned. You sanction it, I will give $1 billion business to you. He got a $300 billion business sanction. Today, the world, no world has a supersonic cruise missile like a BrahMos, and today it is earning $10 billion business, which is designed and developed under the leadership of Sivadanu Pillai. He just created like that. Projects created like that. Why? Because he has built a brand around himself. That Abdul Kalam is the brand. That is the brand. That is the brand he has created. See, normally in Rashtrapati Bhavan, only the foreign presidents and dignitaries like Prime Minister are given a banquet. He created a history, changed the history by giving a banquet to the scientist one day. How? In 2004, elections were announced. Central government elections were announced. He called me, myself and General Swaminathan on the table. நம்ம என்ன 3 மாசத்துக்கு 7 இருக்கணுமா? எங்கேயும் போகக்கூடாதா? என்ன சார்? ஆமாம் சார், இப்போதான் கொஞ்சம் ஃப்ரீயாக இருக்குது சார், விடுங்க சார். சார் 3 மாதம் சார், கொஞ்சம் நீங்களும் ரெஸ்ட் எடுங்க, நாங்களும் கொஞ்சம் ரெஸ்ட் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். யூ ஃபன்னி கை, யூ வாண்ட் டேக் ரெஸ்டா? நோ. We missed electronics revolution. We missed industrial revolution. But I don't want to miss nanoscience and technology revolution. You guys have to work for next 40 days and give me a report. What India should do on nanoscience and technology. Give me a 15 years roadmap for nanoscience and technology. Give me. Sir, இதுக்கெல்லாம் அதுக்கு மினிஸ்ட்ரி இருக்கு சார். அந்த சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி மினிஸ்ட்ரி இருக்கு. அவங்க பார்த்துக்குவாங்க சார். எதுக்கு சார் எங்களை கொஞ்சம் ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்க விடுங்க சார். ஊருக்கெல்லாம் போயிட்டு வரேன் சார். ஊரில் எல்லாம் பார்த்து ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு. குழந்தைகளோட 1 வாரம் டூர் போயிட்டு வரோம். நோ, யூ ஒர்க், give me report, I will give you 1 week leave. Then myself and Swaminathan, we all devised, then we called the report. We talked to the DST secretary, we talked to the cabinet secretary, we talked to planning commission, we talked to all the ministry. How much India so far spent on nanoscience and technology development? We got a report, 200 crore already spent. Then I said, 200 crore already spent, very good. Then we told, sir, already 200 crore they spent. You funny guy, you ask how they spent. Then afternoon, after lunch, then we went, you ask how they spent. He is asking, no sir, give me some time, the report. Then after 2 days, they collected report, they gave me. 200 crore has been given to 150 people, each 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh. Did you think this 1.5 lakh and 2 lakh each industry, nanoscience and technology can be developed in India? You funny guy, this is not correct. Then he said, you look out how the world is doing. Then we searched, we found a report from the Dash Bank report, which is spent on nanoscience and technology. Then we collected the report. Then we sought a report from each and science and DST, DAE, DRDO, ISRO, and all other universities and institutions, what they have done. Then we formed a core group, then created 5 brainstorming group on nanoscience and technology, nano devices, nano composites, nano electronics, nano materials. We formed 5 groups and appointed a team member for that with the top scientist. One day we called everybody to come. We got a feedback and we refined. Final one day he came. The one day conference held at Rashtrapati Bhavan. He addressed them and told them that this group today, all the report you discuss and arrive at a roadmap, tell me how much you want. Then end of the day, we arrived 1,500 crores we need as an initial investment for the first 5 years. And this 15-year roadmap, science and technology, conceptualization to market, we have prepared a roadmap. Then we have given to him. Then he said, you all guys Come and join me with me banquet. All of them was surprised. He already arranged a banquet. We don't know because we are all working on that. He called us to banquet. Then we went to the banquet. I thought he is going to host a banquet. By the time he called Vice Chairman Planning Commission, he called MHRD Ministry, he called Science and Technology Minister, he called Industrial Minister, and he called everybody. And in the banquet, normally President used to give a welcome address to the other President. He read our roadmap report to all the Vice Chairman and the Ministers. And he gave a banquet and give the document to the MHRD Minister saying that these guys want 1,500 crores, please sanction. For Nanoscience and Technology. Just like that. Within 1 month, Government of India sanctioned 500 crores for this development. And today, the science and nanoscience and technology, some real research and R&D is going on. It is because of his initiative. See the vision. That is a vision. Now I will conclude in a concluding portion. The youth population. He wanted to target, he wanted to ensure each and every one of the youth. Today when I am touching them, by 2020 or 2015 or 2017, they are going to occupy the ruling position. They are going to occupy important position. And if I plant a seed on them, then they will ensure that nation will succeed and become a nation as a great developed India. He said, each and every one of the youth should have a great vision. Small aim is a crime, and acquire the knowledge continuously, and hard work to achieve the vision. And then ultimately, they have to do perseverance. That means idumbai kidumbai padupar, idumbai kidumbai padadavar. Tolvi manapanmaikku tolviயை கொடுத்து வெற்றி அடைய வேண்டும். இந்த 4 விஷயங்களையும் அவர்கள் மனதிலே விதைக்க வேண்டும், லட்சிய விதையாக விதைக்க வேண்டும். And these students have to become a leader when they cross 12th standard. That is what his mission. He used to say, the children will ask the parents, give me toys, give me chocolate. This age child asks, give me mobile phone, give me iPad, give me Samsung. But when they grow and they become a youth, they used to say, I know everything. I can do it. Amma, Appa, I know everything. Teacher, I know. If you say some elder goes and advise him, uncle, I know uncle. We can handle. My father is an old generation. He don't know anything. If they don't say, I know everything, I can do it, then they are not youth. If they say, then only they are youth. Then after graduating, when they go to interview, and finally get into job, then they have to see the real employment and placement and the entire politics and other aspects which can pull him or push up, and he has to struggle to become a brand, to build a brand around himself. To build a brand that I am a great doctor. To build a brand that I am a great orthopedician. To build a brand that I am a great mathematics teacher. To build a brand that I am a great collector. To build a brand that I am a great IPS officer. To build a brand that I am a great secretary. To build a brand that I am a great vice chancellor. To build a brand that I am a great judge, honest judge. To build a brand that I am going to be a great political leader, not a politician, but great political leader. It will take 45 years to build a brand around himself that he is a great personality. That time only he used to say, let us do it together. The team spirit comes at that time. But when a person who says, only one person can say, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? If you can say, what can I do for you at the age of 15, at the age of 17, or at the age of 18, then that guy will become a leader. that guy will become a leader. If you transform the youth from give me to what I can do it or I know everything to let us do it together and finally say that what can he do for you. If that fellow is transformed to that state, then he is becoming a leader. Then my job is over. If I am able to make it, then my job is over. Then rest, that guy will take care of it. Whatever the position he do, he will take care of it. Whether he is an industrialist, whether he is a politician, whether he is a teacher, whatever may be the job he can do it. All starts from what is there for me. All corruption starts from give me. All corruption starts from the mentality that give me. But when you have the ability and the courage to say, what can I do for you? Then that guy is a real leader, that guy is a creative leader, and he transforms. He used to say, when a child borns, he becomes a children. When he grows, he becomes a sirvan sirimi. When he grows higher, then he becomes ilangan. When the பெற்றோர் அவனுக்கு கல்யாணம் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறப்ப பத்திரிக்கை அடிச்சா அவன் மணமகள். நல்ல நேரம் முடியறதுக்குள்ள தாலி கட்டினா அவன் கணவன் மனைவி திருமண வருடத்திலிருந்து ஆகி அவன் போய் வீட்டுக்கு மணமகள் புகுந்த வீட்டுக்கும் பிறந்த வீட்டுக்கும் செல்லும் பொழுது மருமகனும் தன் மாமனார் மாமியாரை பார்த்து வாட் கேன் ஐ டூ ஃபார் யூ என்று கேட்டால் அவன் குடும்ப தலைவனாக மாறுகிறான். அங்க போய் எனக்கு கொடு, எனக்கு வரதட்சணை கொடு, எனக்கு பைக் வாங்கி கொடு அப்படின்னு கேட்டா அவன் குழந்தை இல்ல, அவன் பிச்சைக்காரன். அப்படிப்பட்ட இளைஞர் சமுதாயத்தை நான் உருவாக்க வரவில்லை. என் கனவு, என் லட்சியம், நான் விதைக்கக்கூடிய விதை, வாட் கேன் ஐ டூ ஃபார் யூ என்ற கேள்வியை கேட்கக்கூடிய இளைஞனாக ஒருத்தனை உருமாற்ற வேண்டும். அப்படிப்பட்ட இளைஞனைத்தான் நான் உருமாற்ற வேண்டும் என்று நினைத்தார். கிழக்கிலே சென்று யாரை மூச்சு காற்றாக, சுவாச காற்றாக யாரை எண்ணினாரோ அதே மாணவர்கள் மத்தியில் தன் கடைசி மூச்சை விட்டார். பிளைட்ல போறப்ப ஒரு ஸ்பீச் அஞ்சு ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் போனார்னா 5 ஃபங்க்ஷன் இருக்கும் குறைஞ்சது. அந்த 5 ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு உட்காந்து நாங்க முதல்ல ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிடுவோம் ஆபீஸ்ல உட்காந்து. பிளைட்ல ஏறின உடனே எதுவுமே எனக்கு சரியா பிடிக்கலன்றார். ஏன்னா நான் திங்க் பண்ணணும். we have to think. என்ன சார் இப்படி சொல்றீங்க? திங்க் டிஃபரெண்ட், சம்திங் டிஃபரெண்ட் மெசேஜ் யூ ஹேவ் டு கிவ். அப்புறம் திங்க் பண்ணி டிஃபரெண்ட் பண்ணி அந்த 5 ஸ்பீச்சையும் திரும்பி கரெக்ட் பண்ணி திரும்பி புது ஐடியாஸ் போட்டு உட்காந்து எழுதி முடிக்க ஃபிளைட் லேண்ட் ஆயிரும். சில நேரம் சாப்பிட்டாலும் சாப்பிடுவோம், சில நேரம் சாப்பிடலாம் இல்லை. நான் சாப்பிடலாம், அவரும் சாப்பிட மாட்டார். இறங்கி முடிச்சிடும். திரும்புறப்ப அந்த நேரத்தில் ஃபிளைட்ல பறக்கும் போதும் அங்கிருந்து எல்லாம் கலாம் வந்திருக்கான்னு சில நேரம் அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அங்கிருந்து மொத்தமாக எல்லாம் எந்திரிச்சு வந்து எல்லாரும் முன்னால் வந்து நின்றுவாங்க. நின்று வந்து ஆட்டோகிராஃப் வாங்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. கடைசியில் கேப்டன் யூஸ் டு சே நவ் சீட் பெல்ட் சைன் சுவிட்ச் ஆன், ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ கோ பேக், டர்புலன்ஸ் இப்படிலாம் சொல்லி தான் அவங்கள அனுப்பணும். இது ரெகுலராக நடக்கிற ஃபிளைட்ல நடக்கிற சம்பவம். இப்படி ஓயாது உழைத்த மகன் ராஜாஜி மார்க் 10 ராஜாஜி மார்க்ல இருந்து ராமேஸ்வரத்துக்கு நாங்கள் விமானத்திலே அந்த பூத உடலை ஏற்றி அவர் மட்டும் உறங்க நாங்கள் எல்லாம் சுற்றி இருந்து அழுது கொண்டு வந்தோம். 4 மணி நேர பயணம், கடைசி பயணம். அங்க போய் அவர் இறந்து வந்தவுடன் குடும்பத்தார் ராமேஸ்வரத்திற்கு அவரை கொண்டு வர வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார்கள். அங்கே டெல்லியில இங்கு இருந்தால் வெளிநாட்டு தூதர்கள் எல்லாம், வெளிநாட்டிலிருந்து வரக்கூடியவர்கள் எல்லாம் இந்த நாட்டிற்காக உழைத்த பெருமகன்களை மரியாதை செய்யும் பொழுது அப்துல் கலாம் அவர்களுக்கும் அந்த மரியாதை கிடைக்கும். ஏன் அந்த குடும்பத்தோடு நீங்கள் பேசி இங்கு இருக்க செய்யக்கூடாது என்ற கேள்வி எங்களிடம் கேட்டார்கள். நானும் அப்படித்தான் நினைத்தேன். பட் ஆனால் குடும்பத்தார் அவர்கள் சொல்லிவிட்டார்கள், அவர் 99 வயசு பெரியவர், அவரால் வர முடியாது, அவர் இங்கே பார்க்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறாரு. இங்க பாருங்க எத்தனை லட்சக்கணக்கான மக்கள் வந்து எங்களை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க, நாங்க அங்க வர முடியாது, நீங்க இங்க கொண்டு வாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. Then I felt வடக்கிலே அவரை அடக்கம் விதைத்திருந்தால் உலகத் தலைவர்களது அஞ்சலி அவர்களுக்கு கிடைத்திருக்கும். ஆனால் அவர் பிறந்த மண்ணான தெற்கிலே அந்த பேக்கரும்பு என்ற ராமேஸ்வரம் என்ற இடத்திலே அவர் விதைக்கப்பட்டதினால் இந்தியாவை, வளமான இந்தியாவை மாற்றக்கூடிய இளைஞர்கள், வளமான மாநிலங்களை மாற்றக்கூடிய இளைஞர்கள், வளமான தமிழகத்தை உருவாக்கக்கூடிய இளைஞர்கள் தனது லட்சிய பயணத்தை, கனவு விதையை அங்கே சென்று விதைத்து விட்டுத்தான் இனிமேல் செல்வார்கள், வளமான இந்தியாவை உருவாக்கி காண்பிப்பார்கள் என்ற நம்பிக்கையோடு நாங்கள் அந்த பூத உடலை சுமந்து கொண்டு வந்தோம். அந்த நம்பிக்கை பொய்க்கவில்லை. தமிழகமே எழுந்து நின்று அஞ்சலி செலுத்தியது, இந்தியாவே எழுந்து நின்று அஞ்சலி செலுத்தியது, உலகமே எழுந்து நின்று அஞ்சலி செலுத்தியது. உறக்கத்தில் வருவதல்ல கனவு, உன்னை உறங்க விடாமல் செய்வதுதான் கனவு என்று சொன்ன அந்த கனவு நாயகன் விதைக்கப்பட்ட இடத்திலிருந்து இன்று வரை, இன்று நான் உங்களிடம் பேசுவது 11வது கூட்டம், 7ஆம் தேதி, இன்றைக்கு அவர் இறந்து 9வது நாள். லண்டனிலிருந்து 2 கூட்டம், அமெரிக்காவிலிருந்து, மற்ற நாடுகளிலிருந்து போன்ல, அங்க போற இடமெல்லாம் நான் எங்க இன்னும் அவர் இறந்த நாளிலிருந்து இன்று வரை நான் தனியாக இருக்கவில்லை. தனியாக இருந்தால் அழுது விடுவேன். தனியாக இருக்கவில்லை. தானாக தூங்கினால் மட்டும்தான் தனியாக இருக்க வேண்டும். அந்த 4 மணி நேர பயணத்தில் நாங்கள் அழுதுதான் கடைசி. அதுவரை இன்றைக்கு இந்தியாவை பற்றி பல்வேறு மீடியாக்கள் என்னதான் சொன்னாலும், இந்தியா என்றால் எளிமைக்கும் நேர்மைக்கும் நம்பிக்கைக்கும் நாணயத்திற்கும் அன்புக்கும் பண்பிற்கும் பாசத்திற்கும் உரிய தலைமகன் இந்த மண்ணுலகை விட்டு விண்ணுலகு சென்று விதைக்கப்பட்ட பொழுது அத்தனை பேரும் எழுந்திருந்து கண்ணீர் அஞ்சலி செலுத்தி அங்கு வந்தார்களே, அங்கு வந்ததன் மூலமாக நிரூபித்திருக்கிறார்கள், எளிமைக்கு மதிப்பு குறையவில்லை, நேர்மைக்கு மதிப்பு குறையவில்லை, அன்புக்கு மதிப்பு குறையவில்லை, பண்புக்கு மதிப்பு குறையவில்லை, பாசத்திற்கு மதிப்பு குறையவில்லை. இதை செலிபிரேட் பண்ணுபவர்கள் தான் இந்தியர்கள், தமிழர்கள் என்று நிரூபித்திருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த இந்தியா அவர் விதைக்கப்பட்டு அது நிரூபிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. அதுதான் நான் கண்ட காட்சி. அங்கு வந்தார்கள். அவர் விதைக்கப்பட்ட பிறகு, தலைவர்கள் எல்லாம் சென்ற பிறகு ஆயிரக்கணக்கில் மக்கள் கூடி நின்று அஞ்சலி செலுத்தினார்கள். ஒரு சின்ன அசம்பாவிதம் கூட கிடையாது, ஒரு சின்ன சலசலப்பு கிடையாது, டிசிப்ளின், மது கிடையாது, புகை கிடையாது, எந்த விதமான சண்டையும் கிடையாது. எல்லாரும் தன்னைத்தானே டிசிப்ளின் பண்ணி பார்த்தார்கள். என்றால் கோயம்பேட்டிலிருந்து 4 பெண்கள், காய்கறி கூட விற்கக்கூடிய பெண்கள் அங்க பார்த்து விட்டு அழுது விட்டு என் கையை பிடித்து, நாங்கள் அங்கு எப்படியாவது பார்க்க வேண்டும் வந்தோம், அவரை பார்த்து விட்டோம். 15 போலீஸ் காவலர்கள் கையை பிடித்து என்னோடு சேர்ந்து உறுதிமொழி எடுத்து விட்டு அவர்கள் சொன்னார்கள், நாங்கள் டியூட்டிக்காக வரவில்லை, லீவு ஓட்டு விட்டு வேலூரிலிருந்து வந்திருக்கிறோம், இந்த டிரெஸ் போட்டு கடைசி சர்வீஸ் அவருக்கு செய்ததாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டு வந்தார். இப்படி பல கதைகள் சொல்லிக்கொண்டே போகலாம், நேரம் இல்லை. எனவே நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் குழந்தைகள், உங்கள் இளைஞர்கள், அவர்களுக்கு லட்சிய கனவு, லட்சிய விதைகளை விதைத்து அவர்கள் நாளைய தலைவர்களாக உருமாற வேண்டும். அவர்கள் எந்த துறையை தேர்ந்தெடுத்தாலும் என்று நீங்கள் நினைத்தால், ஒரு முறை ராமேஸ்வரம் சென்று அங்க பேக்கரும்பு என்ற இடத்தில் 64 கோடி இந்திய இளைஞர்களின் அப்துல் கலாம் என்ற கனவு நாயகன் விதைக்கப்பட்ட இடத்திலே உறுதிமொழி எடுத்து வாருங்கள். அவன் நிச்சயம் இந்தியாவை பெருமைப்படுத்துவான், தமிழகத்தை பெருமைப்படுத்துவான். அந்த ஒரு நம்பிக்கை தான் இன்றைக்கு நாங்கள் நடமாடக்கூடிய ஒரு நம்பிக்கையாக இருக்கிறது. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I request you to please give a standing ovation for such a lovely speech given by Dr. Ponraj. You mesmerized us. Difficult to speak beyond that. It's now time for question and answers. Let's have limited questions. He can pick up someone from the audience. You can ask the question and Ponraj would be eager to answer that.
Sir, your teacher has created BrahMos which can go up to 5,000 kilometers. As his best student, can you create a missile which can go up to 10,000 kilometers because China is having it at present.
Hello? When the Agni missile was designed, the then Prime Minister, யார் சார் கேள்வி கேட்டீங்க? எந்திரிங்க சார். அப்படி அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு பார்த்து. The then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi came for a review meeting when Dr. Kalam was presenting the Agni missile plan. He showed a map. In the map, he showed a point. He asked whether your Agni missile can reach. That point is nothing but a China. That point is declared. Undeclared, you may not know how much kilometer away it will go. Declared 5,000 kilometer. Undeclared, you don't know how much kilometer. We cannot say.
Sir,
Sir.
I'm Sudhakar.
Mike, tell
I
me.
want to learn from you Dr. Kalam's success formula on focusing the results, result-oriented professional nu solrom illaya. So, how Dr. Kalam focused on the result and achieved it.
If you say, two incidents come to my mind. One is, one day I went, he gave me a work. I told him, sir, 90% over. Then he said, no, it is 0. He said, when I give a job, can I give a work, whether it is 0 or 1. You completed or not completed. So he ensured whether you complete it or not complete it. That is the one kind of it. One day, I was pushing one project, a 5 megawatt solar power plant project, which he wanted to set as a role model for the country at that time in 2005. After his delivery of address, the Energy Independence Vision 2050 to the national address, he said, why not? At that time, India was producing only few kilowatt of solar energy. Then he said, I want to create a 5 megawatt solar power plant in Rashtrapati Bhavan. You guys work on that. I started working and producing it. One point of time I was fed up because the file which was I am moving with our bureaucratic system, the way in which he was asking, questioning me, I am not able to get a response from the bureaucracy. Then I went and said, I told him one day, I went to his office, this thing, you are calling me, you are asking me, see this file, this is the kind of the status, the files are pending here. I told him. Then he said, you sit down. He pressed a button and he asked the ADC to give me a coconut water. And he said, you take this first. Then I took it. Then he said, whenever you feel, if you have to put a file, you send an email to that guy. Whenever you feel you need to write an email to that guy, you send a fax. Whenever you feel you need to send a fax to that guy, you pick up a phone and talk. Whenever you feel you need to talk over phone, you better go directly and meet that guy. Then I said, okay sir, I will handle myself. You see the kind of a teaching that he has given. One day he called me. When he was implementing e-governance system in Rashtrapati Bhavan, he said, how are you doing? Sir, when the file initiated here, it will reach here. It will reach the next person when he clears it. When he clears this, it will go to the next hierarchy. So, under secretary writes, then it comes to the director, then comes to the joint secretary, then comes to the secretary, then it comes to you. There is a one sequence flow. The other flow, we will set a time limit for everybody. If he is not able to cross 2 hours, then file will automatically move. Then file, if it not, he is not clearing with 3 hours, then file will automatically move. Then he has to respond back. Like that the flow, I said. You said, see, whatever the section officer writes, if IAS secretary have to concur, Then why they have to do IAS? You study so far how many IAS secretaries have deferred the section officer writing and they are given their view. You set up another mechanism, flow mechanism, and say, send a file at a time to all the guys. Send a file to secretary, send a file to under secretary, joint secretary, let all of them write an independent opinion, come to me, let me take a decision which is right or wrong. That is the kind of the fastness. He wants everybody to act according to their ingenuity and the knowledge, according to their level. That is the kind of the level he has given. Thank you.
Sir,
He's just
here is the question. Two questions.
Sir.
It's brief one.
one question.
First, one question. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See,
Because
now
we-
the whole India is crying of people of every walk of life, from prince or a pauper. We all lament for, Kalam's sudden demise. But it is baffling for me that why not any foreign dignitary for an American president, or especially from China and Pakistan. Yes, I don't think we have received any condolence message from Chinese premier. Is it because he was a missile man? Because he has worked against our enemies, naturally. So we all worship him and praise him high up to the sky. Definitely. But why we have not received any message from...
Many governments have issued the messages, and as a former president, many government has issued the messages, and many government has given their, they paid their homages. But since he is a former president, he is the 11th president, according to the protocol, they would not have come, which I don't know. But his soul will be happy. The Indian people, the entire Indian stood up and said, Kalam Salam. Ladies and gentlemen. Sir, give a mic to him.
Sir, you have given us a tremendous input for Kalam's management skills. So why don't you give us a book to the nation and to the world that these soft skills can... It could be in...
Yes, sir. I would like to say, we both have written, he has written number of books, and myself and Dr. Kalam, along with both of us, written a book called Manifesto for Change, which is also getting translated into Tamil. It is very soon is going to come. And in February he said, we both, நம்ம ரெண்டு பேரும் தமிழனா பிறந்திருக்கோம், 15 சட்டசபைக்கு விசன் டாக்குமெண்ட் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். ஆனா ரெண்டு பேரும் தமிழ்நாட்டில் பிறந்துட்டு தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே பண்ணாம கொடுக்காம இருந்தா எப்படி? ரெண்டு பேரும் சேர்ந்து புக் எழுதுவோம்னு சொல்லி தான் புயலை தாண்டினால் தென்றல் என்ற புக்கை எழுதிட்டு இருக்கோம். அது என் எண்ணத்தில் நலம் இருந்தால் என் கனவு தமிழகம் மலரும் என்ற புக்கு. அது வரப்போகுது, வரும். தேங்க்யூ. தேங்க்யூ சார்.
Thank you very much for the scintillating speech. Rest in peace is what is said when somebody dies. Return if possible is what we all want to request the God to give back Abdul Kalam. Through you, the words that you gave have really energized, it made me literally, the goosebumps was there. The great three leaders who ever lived in India, right from Swami Vivekananda, Gandhiji, the whole world, somebody mentioned that we are not people who request anybody to come and respect Abdul Kalam. We know what he has done. He lives in the heart of so many people. Through words of yours, you can really motivate a lot of people. I'm sure, I request, you have said this is your 11th meeting. It's a wonderful presentation. You should carry on this and reach many youth. Through you, the words of Mr. Kalam will make this country a great place. This is my request to you.
I will do it.
I have a question. Why did he say you're a funny guy? That's one thing. And also, did the bureaucracy, they're so lethargic, I'm afraid, because I write a lot of articles on them. Did they become more conscientious once he had tried to pull them up?
He, funny guy in the sense, he used two things. When he is happy, he used to say funny guy. When he feels, he used to treat as a child. Because I am a child in front of him. I am the only youngest fellow among his team. He used to say funny guy in the sense, he used to call funny guy. That means that is the maximum happy he drives out of it. When he say fantastic, I say, that means he got angry. If he gives something, if he is not happy, the most ரொம்ப கோவப்பட்டார்னா அவர் சொல்றது fantastic I say. Fantastic I say. There will be a different tone, that's all. Then we have to understand. Then immediately you have to keep quiet. Then next meeting you have to correct it and give it. Oh, you are a funny guy, very good. He will say. So this is the two things. Bureaucracy. He always inspires the bureaucracy. He feels bureaucratic system is the only system. And bureaucratic system is the only system which can create, which can do, and which can make the India a stand-up. And amidst of all the challenges that he always tried to see. There is a old engine. The old engine is given to the good driver. You cannot complain the driver. You have to change the engine and you have to change the oil and give a good system for him to go speed. He says, whatever it may be, if a secretary or an IAS officer is a leader, then he gives numerous examples. If I start talking, then another 3 hours it will take. If we give a numerous example of IAS officer, how they have made the particular project as a mission great. Because of their creativity, because of their ingenuity, because of their indomitable spirit, because of their knowledge. He values and respects them. It does not mean that. It is not because that entire bureaucracy is bad. It is because the system is like that. Whether you like it or not. Whatever Kalam envisaged, the 5 megawatt power plant, the entire bureaucracy we made, we pushed everything, final report ready. Project has to be sanctioned, 125 crores at that time. Finally, one guy from Delhi Urban Arts Commission said, இது ராஷ்டிரபதி பவன் அழகா இருக்கு, இங்க இன்னும் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டான். முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. 5 மெகாவாட் அன்றைக்கு போட்டிருந்தால் இன்றைக்கு இந்தியா 20,000 மெகாவாட் என்ற திறனை, சோலார் மெகாவாட் என்ற திறனை அச்சீவ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அது லேட். Seed to germination in a democratic country like this in India will take 7 years. What he worked for is a seed have to germinate within a year by the same bureaucratic system. That is what he wanted, a smart e-governance with inclusive governance. A smart e-governance with an inclusive governance. If that dream is going to be realized, certainly you can see the seed which is being planted here in India will germinate with the help of the same bureaucracy. Same leader. Leader does matter. That's all. Thanks.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, Dr. Ponraj,
Sir, where are you?
You said you have worked with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam for 20 years. I can't believe it because you are looking so young. That is my appreciation to you, number one. Number two, my appreciation to you is you are so fortunate enough to have worked with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Another thing is I would like to know what is going to be your roadmap from this date.
அவர்களது கனவையும் லட்சியங்களையும் தொடர்ந்து நிறைவேற்றுவதற்காக பாடுபடுவேன்.
வருஷமா அவரோட இருந்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்க. கலாமுடைய பெருமையை ஒரு வரியில சொல்லணும்னா எப்படி? ஒண்ணு, நான் பண்ணுவேன், I will do it 3 times you told me. I am inviting to our organization where a lot of youth is there, you have to commit a date.
Which organization, sir?
It is a Entrust Infotech. It's a software company.
Certainly. Please send me a mail, vponraj@abdulkalam.com or vponraj@gmail.com, and then you can come. I will certainly come and address the students.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You asked me to define Dr. Kalam in one line. Enna, sir? Mahatma is already there. கலாம் அவர் சொல்லுவார், இந்தியா 121 கோடி மக்களின் மனதில் என்றைக்கு நான் புன்சிரிப்பை பார்க்கிறேனோ அன்றைக்கு நான் பிறந்த பலன் நிறைவாகிறது என்று சொல்லுவார். எனவே அவரை பார்க்கும் பொழுது இந்தியாவின் கனவை நிறைவேற்ற வந்த இளைஞனாக பார்க்கிறேன். லாஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின். ஷவுட்.
சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே அவர் தான் வச்சிருந்தேன். வர ஆகஸ்ட் 15th நெக்ஸ்ட் டே வந்து நான் ஒரு ஹங்கர் ஸ்ட்ரைக் கண்டக்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்துல் கலாம் சார். ஏன்னா நான் சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே இந்தியாவில் இருக்கிற எல்லா கரப்ஷனையும் பார்த்து வளர்ந்ததுனால நாம ஏன் என்கிட்ட எண்ணுமே இல்லை, அவர் எல்லாமே சாதிச்சிட்டாரு, நாம ஏன் அரசியலுக்குள்ள வரக்கூடாது, எங்களுக்கு ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் தாங்க, நீங்க வந்து வழி நில்லுங்க, நாங்கெல்லாம் உள்ள வரலான்ட்டு கேட்கறதுக்குள்ள அந்த திங்கக்கிழமை எனக்கு பேரடியா ஆகி போச்சு. மறுநாளே நான் கிளம்பி அங்க வந்தேன். இப்போ என்ன பண்றதுனே தெரியல. இன்னைக்கு மதுன்ற ஒரு சின்ன விஷயத்தை எல்லாரும் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் அப்துல் கலாம்ன்ற ஒரு விஷயத்தையுமே மாத்திட்டாங்க. என்னால தாங்கிக்க முடியல. இப்ப என்னுடைய ஒரே விஷயம் என்னன்னா, எனக்கு என்ன எப்படி அந்த பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் கிடைக்க போகுது? ஒரு நாளும் எனக்கு ஒரு மரணப்படுக்கையா தான் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. எனக்கு அப்துல் கலாம் நினைச்சது 2020 முடியல, 2030 பண்ணி ஆகணும்ன்றது என்னுடைய ஒரு கனவு. அதுக்கான பிளாட்ஃபார்மை தயவு செஞ்சு அமைச்சு கொடுக்குங்க. எங்களுக்கு போய் நின்னாலும் எங்களை வந்து மீடியா வந்து ஈஸியா அவங்களை வந்து தெரியாம படுத்திடுவாங்க. நான் ஒரு இந்த சட்டத்தை கையில எடுக்கிறதுக்கு காரணமே அப்துல் கலாம்ன்ற ஒரு என்னுடைய உடம்புல இருக்கிற ஒவ்வொரு செல்லுலையும் அவர் குடியிருந்துட்டு இருக்காரு. அவர் இறந்துட்டாருன்றது இன்னி வரைக்கும் நான் கனவா தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன். கனவா இருக்காதா நான் பஸ்ல வர்றப்ப கூட சரி, அவர் இருந்த இடத்துல கூட நான் இறங்கி கேட்டது அதுதான். தயவு செஞ்சு எங்களுக்கு யூத்துக்கு ஒரு பொலிட்டிஷியன் ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் அமைச்சு தாங்க, கண்டிப்பா அதை நாங்க செஞ்சு காமிப்போன்றது சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே இருக்கு. அந்த பிளாட்ஃபார்மை தயவு செஞ்சு அமைச்சு கொடுங்கன்றதா உங்ககிட்ட நான் கேட்டுக்கிறது.
உங்களுக்கு ஊழலற்ற இந்தியாவை உருவாக்குவோம் என்ற லட்சியம் நம்பிக்கை இருக்கிறதா? இருக்கா? அப்படி என்றால் அது நடக்கும். வாழ்த்துக்கள். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.